Runs an 883, 170. Folks, don't worry about that smoke. You see, that's just some of the excess rice glass. It's only safety law. Get blown up here by the cars are sealed. Really get swept up into the driver's compartment. You see the drivers when they come off the racetrack wiping the shields, trying to get rid of this. Here comes Erica Enders, the young lady out of MRO software. This is the teammate Atomic Styles. Builds all the engines for her dragster and her Corvette. Former Rookie of the Year. All around nice young lady, Erica Enders. So Sean Dodd's going to tag along with Erica here on the 14th Street. Let's see if he's still got his Super Comp replay. 777 for Sean, 172 for C. Alden Automatic. Eric Enders runs an 887 on the 890, 182 change for the MRO software. Atomic Styles team.
And there's Greg Enders, my buddy Greg. He's proud of his little girl. She's not a little girl anymore, though. She's turned into a young lady, and I'll tell you what, she's a heck of a drag racer. And we're going to see her time and time again on the NHRA circuit as she moves her way up the ranks. Gets better and better. I remember Erica when she was a little tight, driving a junior dragster, but she knows what she's doing, and she can put up with her dad. She's going to be a heck of a drag racer one day.
As you say that.
All right, we're back to Pro Stock action. This is round number 2, the second and final round of Pro qualifying. 8 spots open. Right now, the man in the right-hand lane, he blew us all away with a 6.745 at 2:04.29 in the first session. He is on the pole. I would say he's safely in the field. Larry Petterholm got a little sideways, had to shut off. He is outside looking in right now. So we got one guy in, one guy out. Larry's in the preferred left-hand lane right now. That's the lane the drivers are liking a little bit better, not by much. But we'll see what happens here.
I wouldn't be surprised at all if Gerald turns around right now and runs quicker than he did earlier. I mean, a shot just that sound. That's what kind of horsepower they have over there. It just wouldn't put me over the top if he did. I'm ready for anything. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, it's been great. Larry Burkdale in a 2002 Chevy Camaro. Looking to get in. He wants to get in, Rob. He's got to run better than a 682.9. And run fast in the 2.27, 2.76 miles an hour. Both ends of that would be career best for Larry. He's got his hands full if he wants to come back and play. David Higgins lining it up. His main man, Daryl Alderman, a 3-time series champ. Ricky Smith, Tricky Ricky back there testing the wheelie bars. Well, when he's your crew chief, you're a good shit. You just need to keep him around. Yes, sir. Put a chain on the thing. That's the fastest pass ever. That is cool, man. Here comes the coolest of all.
Former Winston champion 10 times. He's done it. 85 national career wins for Bob Wood, folks, from Whitewood, Indiana. At the wheel of Steve Smith, Southern Rock Cars, Pontiac Grand Am, taking on another one of those Dickens Smoke Cars.
Bo Nickens, recently married Bo Nickens. He got married about 2 weeks ago out in Hawaii. It's a pretty tough duty out there. You know, I keep checking my mailbox. I never got an invite to that.
Waving it out.
I heard it was a beautiful wedding. It's a small family. We're all getting excited. We congratulate Bo on his wedding and his marriage, and we wish him the best of luck. And right now, he's so does Bob Wood. We'll see him go out in Columbus for 6 seconds. 200 miles an hour.
Check that out. 682 and 203 for Bob Wood. Right now, Rob, he's in the number 6 spot with a 682.2 at a whopping 203 miles an hour.
0.2 of a second better than and that's exactly what I expected out of that Steve Smith car. They've been running both 6.8s all winter long down the break. Mike Thomas running his motor. Now Bob Wood is running out. Let me tell you something. That's right for Dave. He's going to be a 682 at 203 miles an hour. If that stays in the field or not, I guarantee you Bob Wood is going to have the on his face. He's going to be happy.
Now to like the low Dickens, what's going to be the best going at 684 that time. What's going to be level spot 202.21 miles an hour, and that's not good enough to qualify.
Well, you know what? We said that a lot last year. We'd say big numbers, and then we'd say not good enough to qualify. Hey, that's the nature of the Pro Stock beast. You got to be on top of your game every single time down the lap, or you can just pack it in.
No doubt. Here comes a man that would like to pack it in and win this weekend. Right now, he's number 7, Tom Hammond, at the wheel of the Winnebago Itasca Motorhomes General Motors sponsored 2002 Chevy Cavalier.
We asked Tom the other day, what's it like not being in the NBA? This is his first year not playing for the Minnesota Timberwolves as he has for the last decade. He said, man, I tell you what, I'm so focused on what we see right now, I missed it. But he doesn't admit he watches those Timberwolves on TV.
Here comes Tom. Mark Osborne, yeah. Rob, a 679 at 202 puts it number 4.
Unbelievable.
Former motorcycle ace, 1991 U.S. Nationals champion. Get that Team 1 Chevy Cavalier 2 by Jerry Hahn.
All of the race folks down on the starting line, we asked them to take a few steps back and let the teams that are making their passes have the showroom floor right now, please. If you're not running, please step back away from the starting area.
Boy, it is congested now. This looks like a tractor vehicle.
At 295 miles an hour. That's an improvement, but it's not good enough to make the field. Mike stays at the number 11 spot, 683.0 at 200.95. Jim Bernard has to shut it off. He has a 988 at 93 miles an hour. He won't be winning. Both those guys will be back.
Dive beyond, taking on the shiny red Ford Mustang of Robert Patrick.
Larry Morgan still in the number 2 spot with a 676.3.
Tommy Martino, of course, number 3 with a 678. We've not seen Martino yet. I didn't talk to him. And I thought that incredible run that he made was in the car that he'd been running 80s in. That was a brand new car right out of the trailer. So, I mean, those boys, they've got their two back together.
Robert Patrick, not in. Larry Morgan, safely in. Bob Flynn, the 10-time champ, still on the bubble, the 682.2. It's nail-biting time already, folks.
Yes, it is.
Well, I tell you what, I don't feel good about Bob Flynn. I got Tim Yates, Bruce Allen, and a handful of other guys behind me ready to go.
Here they come. Larry Morgan.
I'm not exaggerating that car on the left, yes, salon. That's his sponsor. Been with them for a long time. They're still looking for major bucks, but he's committed to run the entire 2002 season. Robert Patrick, Don Smith rather in the other lane. Here's another guy that's just having the time of his life. He'll be out here all season. He admits he doesn't expect to qualify for many of the first few races. He's driving Bruce Allen's old car for the first 3 or 4 races, and he's got a great man being built as we speak, so he'll go over that.
Wow. Don Smith, Martino. Gets his first 6-second run out there. Rob runs at 686 at 199 miles an hour for Don Smith. We've got good news and bad news. Good news, he gets his first
25-year-old kid, but he is all fired up about it. He's got that brand new race car and it looks sharp. And let me tell you, he's someone to keep an eye on for the future for sure.
Without a doubt, certainly a young man who's a good teacher or tutor, so to speak. Jerry Eckman, former national champion of the class. Remember the Denzel Pontiac days? Bruce Allen fresh off of 2 wins in his best mid-season nationally. Further rare force at every race shop that's deep in inheritance and win.
2-engine build, 1 head-to-head. I'm not comfortable with one on No, he doesn't. Rob, you're still alive. Bruce Allen with a disappointing 687.8 at 201.16. Looked like he had a little tire shake off the starting line. He'll rebound. He'll be back. Our defending champion.
Still a great effort to get his learning lap after lap after lap.
You know, Bruce is the kind of guy that doesn't get real excited or real subjective about anything. They're still working on stuff. They've got motors they're testing. They've got different clutch combinations they're testing. They'll be back and we'll see that rear forces car up and down the racetrack several more times today, and I guarantee you Bruce will be a player this year, and it could happen to a better guy.
No doubt. Tim Freeman at the wheel of the Ron Fisher Eagle One Chevrolet, picking up Arturo Delgado, Monterey, Mexico. 2001 brand name. He's also got a new car that he should be debuting sometime in the early part of the season.
Freeman's dropped a couple spots with these fantastic lap movements. He's down to number 6 now. Seems fairly safe that he'll be in the show, but we tell you, he's going to want lane choice. That left lane certainly seems a little better than the right side. Switches by Daryl Alderman, much better lap on the left side compared to his right side lap. 6.811 is the best Tim did earlier. Arturo had a 6.93 flat earlier. Let's see if these guys can pick up and run a little bit quicker.
It'll be interesting to see, and also to get lane choice for round number 1, you got to be in the top 4 of the field. Arturo just wants to get Look at the speed, 204.29. He's up there in that Daryl Alderman atmosphere speed-wise.
6.758 moves Freeman all the way to the number 2 spot. Arturo with a fantastic lap, 6.87.8 at 199.70. He moves somebody on the 5.
Here comes a former NHRA Pro Stock truck driver, Randy Daniels. From North Carolina, the baby trucking machine. Randy and his father, Darley Daniels, making his transition, trying to get into the field here, just like Don Smith, looking to make that adjustment.
Again, we tend to see how Randy reacts. making a big switch in. Now let me tell you, it's a big switch from a Pro Stock truck to a Pro Stock car. Things are coming at you a lot quicker, and there's a lot more horsepower to deal with. Cars handle totally differently. It's a whole different ballgame. But if anyone can make the switch, I tell you, it's Randy Daniels. There's a guy that could have won the championship any single year that he competed in Pro Stock truck. And give him a little time to get up to speed in Pro Stock, and he'll be a contender. I guarantee you. Charlie won't settle for anything less.
Because another car is not going on yet, might get let's not forget Jim Jenkins.
Somewhere in the crowd watching this, Randy Daniels once again gets over to the right and gets out of the groove. When you get in that shiny part of the racetrack, folks, the tire just starts spinning and it's a fetal effort at that once it goes down and goes through. Earlier, he ran a fantastic lap of 6.76. Would have put him number 3 in the field, but officials here determined that he went out of sequence because he had trouble the first time he came up for the first qualifying section, so they threw his time out. He is not qualified right now, but as he showed us earlier, he's definitely capable of running the kind of lap he needs to run to get into the show. He's back in the left-hand lane, and he's ready to go. I would expect to see another 76 or 77 out of this car right now. Young Life car, Young Life, great folks, doing stuff with introducing kids to the church and the right way of living, and Mike's a big part of that. And they have Young Life meetings in my neighborhood every week. I see the sign going up, and I always think my buddy Mike Edwards. Let's hope he has a nice lap right here. The only person probably that's hoping he doesn't quite have a great lap is Bob Flynn, who's still riding the bump. But I think Bob knows that that 682.2 on the bump might not make it when you got Mike Edwards and Jim Yates right behind him. That moves him to the top half of the field. Congratulations, Mike Edwards. What a great lap. Wow. Sorry about that, Bob Flynn. That puts you out. Now Mark Powers, the one chewing on his fingernails. His 682 flat and 201.40 is on the bump. And here comes Jim Yates.
Jim Yates. This year, he up with his family and of course his son, who is calling the first shot.
Retired from his business last year, became a full-time racer, got to ride that on a stacked return for the first time this April 15th, or he'll get to. That'd be cool, huh?
Yes.
Occupation, full-time racer.
Professional racing.
Professional race car driver.
The guys down in Austin love that, don't they?
I'll tell you what, it's good to see Jim out here. He's a guy that really could have won the championship last year. Had a little bit of a heart problem after securing the #1 spot in the qualifying field at Memphis. Hasn't missed the race, and that cost him. He lost the championship by 80 points to Warren Johnson. But Jim's back. Watch Tony up to the line, Tony, and I'll tell you what, Mark Powers is probably thinking he's not going to be running for money here in a minute. We'll find out.
He's sitting on the bump right. The bump is now at 682.0. It was a 2 before that, it was a 9. So watch the drop. Increments of 1,000 of a second or so.
A.D. Rigby and his wife, 20 years of marriage. Congratulations, A.D. Rigby and his wife for celebrating their 20th wedding anniversary.
Congratulations, folks. We'll be 24.
See you later, Cowboy. Jim Yates gets up to the #5 spot. So here's our field, folks. Daryl Alderman, your #1 qualifier with a 674.5. Tim Freeman in Ron Fraser's car, 675.8. He's #2. Larry Morgan is #3 with a 6.763. Mike Edwards is 4th with a 677.9. Jim Yates there with that 678.4 moves up to #5. Tom Martino is 6th with a 678.6. Mark Osborne 7th with a 679.6. And Tom Hammonds Rounds out the top 8 with a 681.0. He'll get Daryl Alderman's horse. Tim Freeman is going to race against Mark Osborne. Larry Morgan has Tom Martino, and Mike Edwards and Jim Yates, a couple of crafty old veterans, will be going at it first when we come back in 75 minutes for the first round of the Pro Stock Super Bowl.
How about that, man? Fantastic. First session is amazing. The 8 qualifiers, 7 of them were in these sub-680s. That's incredible.
Well, I'll tell you what, we've got some fantastic times, and hey, they're just going to get better and better. Now we got the two-wheel, the Rockets coming up here, and let me tell you, we're going to see some great times out of these guys, too. Right now, Matt Hines showing the way. He's the only guy that made it into the team, 7.183 at 186.85, the quickest and the fastest motorcycle here so far. He's in the back of the pack this time around. We got John Smith, the veteran up there in the Pennzoil lane. And Maselli, Tommy Maselli, the New Yorker, he picked his competitors number this year coming out of the sportsman ranks. He picked 911 to commemorate the tragic events of September 11th. And if you notice on his motorcycle, he's flying the colors of the Fire Department of New York, FDNY. Real tribute to the heroes up there that rebounded so nicely after that tragic attack on our country. Maselli's just dipping his hat to him. He's going to do it all season long. Why not?
Yeah. Poor Tommy Maselli. Those guys are racing a little bit throughout the year when they're not on the NHRA Tour, but they're planning on racing just about all of them. They campaign on the Pro Star Tour. Race Pro Modified. Maselli is good at it. John Smith, of course, another one of those guys on the champion of Minnesota. Minnesota rich with Pro Stock motorcycle racers. John Miller, guys like, of course, Greg Underdahl is also getting on a motorcycle down there. It's all about two wheels up in Minnesota. John Smith currently number 5 at 730 at 183. Maselli number 3 at 721. Without a doubt, they both should improve this time. One thing that the motorcycles enjoy is not having any wind at all. Right now, no wind at all blowing, so we can certainly see the tires pick up by hundreds or two. Second right there with John Smith. 731 to a 730. That gets much closer to that. Good speed out there for John.
Well, it pulled up to the starting line earlier. There was a little bit of problem when the bike was creeping. I went and talked to Harry Lartigue, the bike owner, and he said maybe if it was a man, they'd be able to hold the bike back a little bit. He didn't want to push her, and there's no need to push her at this point, so he went ahead and had her shut off. I expect to see a big lap out of her. That bike's been running 710s all winter break long.
That's right, that's a brand new engine combination. Morgan just basically pulled through. We need Super Street in the lanes, please. Super Street in the lanes. Super Street. Peggy Llewellyn, Greg Underdahl, getting set to go this time.
It's great to see Greg back. He's a multiple-time finalist at many national events. A few years back, he's had some incomplete seasons the last couple of years, but he's back and ready to go after it again. That's great to see.
As we mentioned too, that Packard's debuted the brand new 2002 Suzuki GSX-R bodywork. Looking to get that approved for NHRA competition in time for next weekend. Or Gainesville, I'm sorry, I think it's just a little too far advanced. That time next weekend's Pro Stock car action, but the bikes won't pick up until the Mac Tools Gator National. So should be able to get it approved without any problem between now and then. So Peggy Llewellyn will get off her motorcycle and stretch for a moment. Harry will back her up. Looks like the Greg will stay in place on this unless they've got some problems on this.
There's a problem with it. The problem is on the timing system, not with the motorcycles. Harry Lartigue shaking his head. I know he's upset because Peggy was ready to fly that time. Now they have to pull back because there was a computer glitch with the timing system. That's a shame. Hey, it's a new season all the way around. Everyone's working out the bugs.
So we're going to roll up the next two instead, Blaine Hill and Matt Hines. We'll get the signal in just a moment to fire them up. Plenty of the young man looking for a major sponsor here for 2000. They've already got a brand new Dragster chassis order. They're looking for a major sponsor for 2002.
They're going to let Llewellyn and Underdog run again in a minute when they let the school back down. They were, that was a computer glitch, not their fault. Kawasaki rider. In fact, he's on a Kawasaki right now. When you see a big red X through that Kawasaki, he's done with them. He's actually switching to that Suzuki GSXR 1100 he'll have it built by Gainesville. It'll look just like the bike that Greg Underdahl is sitting on back here in the staging area. Good looking machine. I tell you what, it's low and it's sleek and it just looks like a bullet when you look at it head on.
Well, I can't wait to see what the paint job's going to look like. You know it's going to be great.
Matt Hines, my personal preseason pick to win the championship again. Angel's won it the last couple of years, 3 years in a row. Before that, it was Matt Hines. And I just think Matt's going to be back on top this year. Mike's trying to get the weight balance just right. Another great lap by Matt Hines. 720 with a 1 at 191.05. That's huge speed.
190.
And Blaine with a nice 723.2 at 182.58. Now, that's a motor that came from Byron from Matt Hines.
Mountain racing cam. Here comes a guy that's won his first ever and only NHRA National event right here at home. This is Michael Phillips, everybody. Fourth row Ferry Larching back in here. He's had a great bunch of riders come through his camp. If anybody knows how to build them and turn them into winners, Harry Larching has done it. Michael Phillips, another one of those true talents that can race anything with two wheels on it. From a pro stock, it doesn't matter. Michael Phillips, the help of his team, looks like he's got mic problems though, as he has been shut off. So Peggy will come up. So some type of problem down there exists for Michael and those guys. Peggy Llewellyn, Greg Underdahl said, okay, we can do it now. Our bikes are cooled off, our clutches are done, we're ready to go. Pro Modified action is next, so don't go anywhere, folks. Pro Mods are next. And don't forget all you Pro Stock guys that didn't qualify. You're more than welcome to come back up here and test your car whenever you like. You can run when the other guys are running, which should be in about an hour from now. We're looking for about a 4:15 start for the first round of the Super Bowl, so you're more than welcome to come back up here and run then or anytime in between. All you cars that did not qualify, come on back up and test your little hearts out. That's right, you continue to do that tonight and also tomorrow. The track will be open for testing too, so a lot of these teams will probably stick around tonight and take advantage of the great weather. Try to get a leg up on everybody before they go to promote. So Greg Underdahl, brand new Vance and Hines leathers for 2002, taking on Peggy Llewellyn.
They did bring them right back up. Greg Underdahl and Peggy Llewellyn ready to go. Having to wait didn't do him any good, but Greg Underdahl, nice lap, 7:23.6 at 184.04. He's in the number 4 spot. Peggy now has an official time at least of 11 seconds, so she's in the field officially at number 6. Michael Phillips is up next.
Spent a lot of time in this neck of the woods. We are final in the neck of. Thank you very much, Mr. Geiger.
These guys fighting it out for the number 1 position, currently held by Matt Hines. will start in 75 minutes from right now.
15:21, 66.98. For Michael Phillips officially, so Matt Hines has the first round bye with that incredible 18.718 at 186. So that'll have Michael Phillips racing Blaine Hale. Peggy will take on Tommy Maselli. John Smith will race Greg Underdog. That's our match for the first round. In Pro Stock Motorcycle, we've got the Pro Mon cars coming up next. Big Bad Monsters and Drag Racing Midway set to go. The 58 Studebaker taking on the Dodge Dakota. How about that for a qualifying matchup? We are into Pro Modified. CCN on one class and going into the other class. Pro Stock Super Bowl, the 9th version of it. Here this weekend. So here comes the Dodge Dakota set to go. taking on the Ford Mustang of Jack Shore, Independence, Missouri. From the home of Gary Hawks. Well modified in the category. Still have 2 more cars to go. Jack Shore and the O'Reilly Auto Parts Lane. Taking up Mike Castellano. He also will not make it finish on under full power, but he does coast across at 114. Castellanos. Here comes Thomas Patterson. The 63 vet. Take it on 63 vet. There. A split window. In both departments, for Jerry takes him from where he was in the 7th spot all the way up to the number 4 spot. 6:35.9, speed 201 miles an hour will put him in the number 4 spot. As you see, Thomas Patterson shut off because he was leaking. And when they leak, we don't allow them to go down the racetrack for safety reasons. So tough luck for Thomas Patterson and his gang right now. They're in the 8th spot. They just will not be able to get a qualifying pass to improve on them. So the BMS excavation Corvette, go back to the pits, tighten up that. 293 and change for Jack Odell. Post him number 5. Putting him into the Elite 8 here today for Pro Mod cars. And we got 1 or 2 more. Philip Hughes. And this 63 Corvette will come up one more time. He had some problems trying to get it to go straight earlier, but they got it cured. He'll be able to look at non-qualifying after he takes it. And 22 to get it into play here at Vermont. Pontiac inside. Pro Stock. NHRA Pro Stock, Mountain Motor Monsters. Steve Spees is here from Manhattan, Illinois. Those are being Grand Dam. And Kenny Benso out of Kansas, a 2002 Chevy Cavalier with Benso Incorporated and Cable Dama Chevrolet. Second qualifying session, your number one qualifier right now, 662.11 to Steve Speed. Kenny Benso a tick behind him at 676.208 in position number 2. Racetrack is certainly the best it's been right now. It's about the right temperature. Still no wind in a few months. Other than that, we are perfect. The NHRA Pro Stock car, 812 Newton, 2,400 pounds for the driver on board. Runs a 59, how about that? 59 and 211 for speed, picks up 100. And 670. Rainbow City, Alabama's Jason Collins. Finished number 9 in NHRA points last year. Also, he's an 812 of blue oval. Jason's currently the number 3 qualifier. Ron Miller, number 6. He got a lot of tire shake and shut off. He's looking to improve on this run and get up there to the 660s with speed and guys like that. Attention please, Super Gas. Lane Super Gas. Final call. Lane Super Gas. Betters him by 400s, picks up 212 miles an hour. Just like that, great run. Up next, here comes Wayne Wright. Wayne Wright's looking good. Currently, number 7 last year. This is the 3rd Motor Engineering Pontiac ran down. Taking on the other 4th product. This is the Pro of Robert Gillen. Robert Gillen out of Canton, Georgia. Here they go, the final 2 NHRA Pro Stock. Man, 655, 659. Boy, there's no telling what Dwayne Rice is going to do here. See if he can also keep all the Moser cars in the 50s up. Robert Gillen, if he can get this to the 60s, he can do it. Action out, Robert Gillen runs a 64.7 at 207, but would you look at the Pennzoil scoreboard, folks? 664.2, 210 miles an hour out there for Dwayne Rice. So, man, the field tightened up just like that. Everybody in either the 60s or the 50s. It's Ron Miller, number 1, Steve Speeds, number 2, Jason Collins, 3, Dwayne Rice, number 4, Robert Killian, number 5, and rounding out the field, the number 6 spot was that number 69 car. That'll close out the field. We'll have a... John Ford, State Castrol. This is Robson Vinsky, the artist working sportsman campaigner for Team Castrol. Rob goes all over the country. His auto parts stores and dealerships does displays for Castrol representing Pontiac and NHRA in a fantastic way. Castrol's a brand new family product. Out there for Rob Stravinsky. Stravinsky had a pretty good run, but the car didn't shift into high gear. That time, you can see it bounce all over the racetrack. Lots of tire shake that time. Started driving over towards the left. He lifts it, pulls it back into the center. Jason Turner from Cleveland, Texas, here for right lane. Daniel Martinez, left lane.
change the hood scoop, the whole hood. He used to have an air scoop, didn't he?
Close to the cell line was like breaking level of 7. Breaking out 756, 155 for the pins all in. Erica Enders out of Houston, Texas, MRO.com software sponsored Worthy Dragster. Tony Gray out of Moore, Oklahoma, open O'Reilly lane. Pins all lane, 182, 892. Up next over in the O'Reilly lane, pins all lane, Don Dodd from Louisville, Texas. Closes out the Super Comp category with an 885. We got one more Super Comp car. This is the chassis builder.
Mike Edwards, this is the number 4, the number 5 qualifier. Mike Edwards in the Young Life car in the Benton lane. He ran a 6.779, so he has lane choice over Yates in the split fire car. On the right side of the track, he ran a 6.784, so these two cars separated by only 5 down.
might have been a different winner at Dallas the following weekend, and the overall.
Had to have emergency surgery to open up a blocked artery into his heart. And the doctor said, hey, take it easy for a few days. He was racing the next weekend.
I know, that was incredible for him. He's eating much better now and getting a little exercise. And Tony and Jamie are taking pretty good care of their number one guy, Jim Yates.
Both cars have restaged. See who comes in first. See who gets to the other end. Jim Yates takes this one 6.789, 202.82. Say goodbye, Mike Edwards. Say goodbye, favorite left-hand lane. That had nothing to do with it. Both cars leaving at the same time pretty much. And beautiful 60-foot times, 1 second flat, both guys. And Jim Yates, he did crafty, 2-time series champion.
One of the best leading drivers of the NHRA Drag Racing Tour. That is awesome. That time it was all about horsepower. If you ain't going to rank the numbers there, 6, 7, 8, 9. Outruns Mike Edwards that time in round number 1.
A great job by both drivers. Almost identical times all the way down the track. And Yates' horsepower just kicked in there at the top end of the racetrack and he pulled away and got that marginal win. And nice job to the Yates team. Congratulations to them. Hey, they only got 2 more rounds to go.
Only 2, you say. Here comes a pretty good matchup right here. Subbing for Ron Pusher this weekend with the Chevy Cavaliers, Tim Freeman. Tim Freeman qualified with a very impressive 675.8 at 204 miles an hour. I cannot believe the times.
Yeah, time and speed, that's the best we've ever seen out of a Pontiac. It's fantastic, and it's right up there in national record numbers. Chevrolet, rather, and just fantastic. You know, Ron Fisher warned me yesterday. He said the boys at the engine shop were working double time. He said, I've got some surprises for you. You know what? This isn't even their number 1 race car. They got more back in the shop.
That's scary. Mark Osborne representing the Dow Dodge Camp very well. Number 7 qualifier, 679.6 at 202 miles an hour. This is going to be a race that'll probably be one of the starting. These two are about as close as it gets. The Bull Car Camp, over the last, 18 months, those guys have not been getting a lot of sleep here in the Conroe area.
Fastest run in Pro Stock history, 671.5, 204.94. It's unbelievable.
Brad Simmons, what do you think about that, friend?
I'm at a complete loss for words right now. That is an unbelievable run.
In those mine shaft conditions, what did you say, like minus 1,500 below sea level?
I think it's minus 2,000 now with that run.
High five all the way around this. Unbelievable lap. Ladies and gentlemen, you just witnessed a little bit of history. The quickest and fastest run ever, and it's a Chevy Cavalier, General Motors. That put a smile on Fred Simmons' face. 671.5, 204.94. I can't even believe I'm spitting those numbers out of that seat. Unbelievable.
Unreal, for sure. Get ready for another outstanding dynamic duo right here. Larry Morgan out of Newark, Ohio, again qualified in the rare 676 though, also with 679 before that. Taking on the guy that has got 2 outstanding combinations, Tommy Martino. And this is a brand new car, folks. The one that he was running in the 80s and he didn't even bring it out today. So I guarantee you Tommy Martino's probably got something in his bag for the Pontiac trips.
Yeah, we'll see a little bit of trouble with Larry Morgan. He was having trouble getting it in the reverse, and now he's back and he's quickly backing up. Tom Martino, ever the gentleman racer, patiently waiting.
Martino with a good record book on this racetrack, winning the Super Bowl a couple of years ago, also won the national event.
His first ever career win, I'll never
That's right.
forget it. I was a reporter here in town at the local newspaper, and man, I thought that was the happiest dude I'd ever met when he came into the media room that day.
He is cool. By the way, your attention please, NHRA Pro Stock and Pro Mon. This is your final call for lanes, gentlemen. Round number 1. We're dinging the bell. And could we see another impressive run? I've never seen so many 70s at one racetrack.
lap for Tom Martino, 6:79.8, 2:03.68. See you later, Larry.
Pro Stock car all weekend, a 997, Rob. Unbelievable.
Good to see a good guy in Tom Martino. He's been working hard on his own stuff, beating on those motors, and I know he's going to be happy with that mile per hour. No question about that. Beautiful car, Jessel's sponsoring it. Now here we go. All you Dodge fans out there, here's the door right here. Out of the 3 cars that were in here, we're already down to Darrell Walterman, but hey, not a bad car to have left in the deck. Darrell Walterman, a 3-time series champion. And oh, by the way, the #1 qualifier, he ran a 6:74.5 and 2:04.45 to take that #1 spot. Goodness knows what he's going to pull out right here. We might see our first 6.6, and if that happens, you're going to have to wake me up, and I'm going to be passed out on the ground.
Boy, it could happen easy. The guy that could certainly have a good week here, Tom Hammonds, who was certainly without a doubt one of the quickest cars the last 3 races of the season, going to 2 finals and coming up just a few thousand short of his first ever win.
He's the quickest guy I know that's 6'10" or taller.
Yeah, I was going to say quickest and tallest, former Minnesota Timberwolves center.
Yeah, don't forget Fred Simmons pointing out Tom Hammonds on one of those bridge motors like Tim Freeman does.
So we are really scared now.
Go
Down there, all the crap they go. Not steal this one.
It's all down Walterman at the top end, 6:75.0, 2:04.42. A nice solid lap and a good win. The Mopar guys are alive, and they're happy about that. So next round we're going to see Darrell Alderman. He'll have lane choice over Jim Yates, his 6:75 beating a 6:78, and Tim Freeman with that moonshot, 6:71.5 and 2:04.94. He's got lane choice over everybody. I mean, put him to the top of the heap. He's going to have lane choice over Tom Martino, who was with a 6:79 was the slowest guy in that round. Come on, Tom, what's wrong with you?
Come on, what is that slacking with a 79? Are you kidding me? I mean, just some incredible times. By the way, for you record keepers, Alderman again had a good 60-foot time there. NHRA Pro Lines, we need to go down, please. Pro Lines, the lanes, NHRA Pro Stock final call.
All right, what a fantastic first round now. Turn the clock on. We've got 60 to 75 minutes until the next round of action happens. We're down to 4 cars already. We're going to crown a winner here before we go home tonight. Darrell Alderman, Jim Yates, Tim Freeman, and Tom Martino. Now, we're seeing other Pro Stock cars out here. These guys are still have gone out of race mode and back into testing mode now. And Mark Powick and the rest of these guys all told me, hey, we're going to take advantage of this. It's race conditions. We want to see how many test laps we can get in tonight. So there's going to be plenty of action going on the racetrack aside from the race itself. So these guys are all excited. Powick, boy, he was shaking his head. He said, I thought this was a 16-car field. And he thought I would have been in there fine. We're gaining on it. We know what we need to do now. And boy, I would have loved to have been racing, but he's not. He was the one just outside the field.
Looks like they've got bottles that got the actual front end of the fiberglass body off the car. So it could be something electrical that they're chasing that could really be treated. In the meantime, Arturo Delgado, keep in mind how valuable this testing is to a tremendous facility like this. And of course, the Angel Brothers, 685 for Arturo Delgado, 200 miles an hour.
That's a career best for Arturo. That's a fantastic run for him. Our good friend from Monterrey, Mexico, now lives down on the border in McAllen. Great to see Arturo here, and I'll tell you what, as soon as they radio down and tell him he just ran a 685 at 200 miles an hour, he's going to be smiling for the rest of the day.
Absolutely.
Something big wrong with Powick. They're bolting back together. Well, actually, now his crew guys are walking up. They're asking the starter to go, I think, lap, and since it's not part of the race, I'm not sure let's do it.
One. So here comes another neat guy, former motorcycle champion, the U.S. Nationals in the Team 1 Chevy. James Bernard out of McHenry, Maryland, teaming up with Jerry Haas with the Smith Power Plant. Trying to get some more laps in, trying to be a part of what's going to be a huge field next weekend. Super Street to the lanes, please. So round number 2, Super Street
and that was after doing a burnout and then sitting there for a while. Wow. The Cowboy is going to be happy with that one. The Summit Racing Matco Tools Pontiac with a fantastic career best number, career best speed. Mark Powick is going to be happy when he learns about that. He's been struggling.
Barely missed the field this time. After winning a point two events last night, finishing number 3 in the world.
Hey, here's my Texan buddy Bruce Allen with the Speedco rear Morrison car, and this side, the newcomer, Jim Bernard, the old Pro Stock motorcycle guy. Fred, I bet you didn't know, Jim Bernard, double-up winner of the 1991 U.S. Nationals in Pro Stock Bike. He won the race, and he won the Wax Shop Pro Stock Dash.
Heck of a day. We had a chance to chat with him today and work with Jerry Haas. They're going to be a contender if he gets some more laps.
Yeah, no question about it. He has that racing gene in him. His dad, Skip, over there just drooling. He loves being at the racetrack, and it's great to have him out here. It's always good to have a new car join in the racing investment.
They've heard all the gang back in Arlington. Takes a lot of time to think on the dyno during the offseason. Finish line 681. Bruce Allen 202 miles an hour. What about Bernard?
Not a bad lap for both guys. Justin, you know, carburetors on there, and I said, well, what are you going to do? And he goes, man, I have no idea. It could be really good. It could be terrible. We don't know. That's the idea of testing. You know, come out here, and you don't want to do it at a national event when there's money and points on the line. You want to do it here. You know, he's out of the running for the Pro Stock Pontiac Excitement Super Bowl, so he's going to try the stuff that he needs to try. And he said, man, I'd love to get a half dozen more laps in before we head to Pomona.
Absolutely.
Bo Dickens, same thing. They're trying all kinds of different things. He's really running a test car of sorts for the Mopar parts camp and David Dickens. Bo, of course, David's son, and he's going to be the trial car. He's kind of the Gary Densham to John Force. You know, Gary Densham, the third John Force car. Whenever they want to try something new, they let Gary try it. And every once in a while, they let him win races too. Bo's going to be kind of doing the same thing this year for the Mopar guys. He's not going to run all the races, but he will run whenever they need him to test some stuff, and they're going to let him have some fun every once in a while. And it looks like the Dodge guys are going to be having plenty of fun.
Yeah, just so you know, folks, that was tongue-in-cheek. Those two wins last year.
Good laps there, 684 for Dickens, 686.7 for Mike Thomas. I think those guys have something to work with now. Looks like those carburetors are working now. Interesting thing, 10-time champ Bob Wood. Dude, we just saw him run his first 6-second lap at 200 miles an hour earlier. Got that Steve Schmidt motor in that Grand Am, and I'll tell you what, he is all kinds of excited to be here. And he got out of the car, and I said, "What do you think, Bob?" And he goes, "Well, if I wasn't driving so bad, we might have had laps there." He's already being critical, and that's what you expect out of a 10-time champ. Of course, he's been retired for a couple of years, and he's come out of retirement. Last time we saw him driving was in 1998. Now he's back, and he is a kid in the candy store over there with Steve Schmidt. They've got Southern Rods and Parts helping them out sponsorship-wise for the first 2 races, and then they're going to be looking for some big bucks. And I'm guessing that Bob Wood will draw enough attention to get him a nice sponsor.
We're still missing 3 Pro Mods. We're about to pull them, guys. This is your last call. We're missing 3 Pro Mods. You're going to miss round number 1 if you don't get there now.
I was talking with Tommy Lane, the crew chief on the Steve Schmidt car driven by Bob Wood a few moments ago. He said, if Bob had gone straight down the track that last time, he'd have been in the 6.7s also. So we could see that right now. Of course, as Fred pointed out, the conditions are even better than they were a little while ago because we haven't had the sun on the track. And I'll tell you what, it wouldn't surprise me at all to see Wood. I mean, talk about a day. You run into 60 before in your life, and we'll just run a 6.7.
That's right, a 679. Let's watch the you may see it over here.
States veteran, shutting it down to preserve the car and preserve the motor, and that was a good move because he wasn't going to get anything. As soon as you get out of that lane, that's about it.
That's it. Now to change the subject, but we'd like to say hello to Troy Buck, one of our top alcohol drivers, finished number 3 in Division 4. Coming out to check out the racing. He was down there amongst the group just a few moments ago with a TBR sweatshirt on.
Everyone loves Troy Buck because he always has pretty girls hanging around him.
And they happen to be his girlfriend and his sister. So.
Yeah, they always get plenty of attention at the races.
The Buck girls, we all know.
All right, Ben Watson here in his brand new car. He slipped into the right-hand lane, the O'Reilly lane, and Terry Adams and Barry Grant's over there on the Bensville side of the racetrack. These are two guys that are still feeling their way along, but believe me, before long, they're going to be right up to speed, running with the best of them.
Terry Adams and Barry Grant. Ben Watson, of course. Barry Edmond ready to roll. One of those drivers, just like Bruce Allen. Guys like that.
Yeah, Terry Adams on the Bensville side hasn't made a full lap yet. I know he's going to do it right now. He's in the left-hand lane. Lane that everybody is not. We'll see what happens there. Ben Watson, too. Engine builder, 25-year-old kid out of Concord, California. He builds motors, and you know, when you're building motors, it takes a lot of time, and you're spending a lot of time in the shop. And I know during those downtimes, things are being grinded and smooth. CNC machine is working. I know you're thinking, man, I'm going to take this sucker out on the racetrack and it's going to be great, you know. That's all engine guys think about all day long is the horsepower they're making, and here they are.
Final call, Super Street, round 2, please. Super Street, round 2, please. Back to lanes at once. Super Street, round number 2, report back to lanes at once.
And Jerry Eklund helping out with Ben Watson. Never heard from him before. Terry Adams, now you're running.
202.39, Rob, 6804 to Ben Watson, 689.5 at 200 miles an hour.
Easily career best numbers for Terry Adams. 6.804 and 202.39, and not a bad lap again for Ben Watson.
Missing Robbins in the program. Bailey Trucking, 2002 Grand Am.
Randy getting more and more confident every single lap he makes in that beautiful car. You know, it's a big shift to go from a stock truck where Randy was a perennial race winner and championship contender every single year. He never did win it because Bob Vanilla just kept taking those darn trophies. But I'll tell you what, it was always 1-2 between Randy and Bob, and throughout the season, you never knew which one was 1 and which one was 2. It was just a crapshoot. Obviously, Randy knows his way down a racetrack, and his father, Carly, sure knows how to tune cars and set the clutch. These guys will be a force to be reckoned with. Maybe not right away, but you can guarantee Randy Daniels will be a player in Pro Stock. Decides what he's going to do. You know, they've got that engine shop out there, and they're making a lot of horsepower for various conference drivers and other sportsman classes. So they're concentrating on the business right now. But you know what? That racing bug gets in you, and you win 3 championships in a row. I don't know how you can stop scratching that itch.
I know it. It's hard to stay at home and watch it on television or even go to the golf course. You just miss that adrenaline after a while. Speaking of adrenaline, it's going to get it with 2 wheels instead of 4, no roll bars, no parachutes. It's man, it's machine. It's Pro Stock Motorcycle, round number 1, and the 9 Daniel Pontiac Driving Excitement Pro Stock Super Bowl.
We've got 7 bikes setting an 8-bike field, so Matt Hines, the number 1 qualifier, who posted the only lap in the team, to 7:18 with a 3 at 191.05. He's going to get a pass by himself. He's still going to be going for it because he's going to want to maintain lane choice in the next round. And he'll get the winner of the Greg Underdahl, John Smith race that's coming up right behind him. So you better believe these 2 guys sitting behind Matt Hines is going to be watching every move he makes because they're going to want to better it when it comes time for them to race. Matt Hines, though, awfully tough. My preseason pick for the Pro Stock Bike Championship.
Without a doubt, he's going to be there. Anton Brown's going to be there. DT possibly might make a bid for it after winning the Rookie of the Year honors. Sean Gann put on a great season last year with a win at the U.S. Nationals, of course. Also, win over in Las Vegas. There's going to be a lot of guys shooting for that number 1 spot.
And a couple of wild cards, too. You mentioned, we're not sure what GT Tomlin, GT, the winner of the Road to the Future Award, we're not sure what that Harley Davidson is going to do that he's getting on. It's an awfully sweet-looking machine, but, no one really knows what it's going to do down the racetrack. That'll be interesting to see. And, of course, the other wild card is Angel Savoy, the two-time back-to-back reigning champion of the Powerade Drag Racing Series. So far, she doesn't have a sponsor. The last time I spoke with them, they weren't sure whether they were going to race or not. Now, the bikes don't start until the middle of March, so they've got a little leeway to get something signed. But, hey, that clock is ticking. And when you don't have money and the season starts, believe me, you can hear that clock ticking like your heartbeat.
That's right. There's probably going to be a lot of sleepless nights for those guys and girls between now and Gainesville. So let's see what Matt Hines is going to do. They've got solid backing from Eagle One. They are pretty much the perennial power plant suppliers for a big majority of Pro Stock motorcycles. For this Pro Stock motorcycle, 1,500 cc's, 4 carburetors, 6-speed transmissions. They are flying out there.
Now, we've got the winner of this race coming up right now is going to have to race Matt Hines, and after he just laid down that 7-12, you think they're
going to need a 10 somewhere.
That's exactly right. Great team, fantastic speed, 193 miles per hour. I mean, that's right up there with some of the best ever.
That's right. The actual record is that belongs to Matt at 194 set of an English step.
No, GT Tomlin actually.
194.77?
Yeah.
Get ready.
Right. That is the third quickest time.
So quicker, but it actually wasn't the actual record. So, Super Gas on lanes. Let's go, fellas. Super Gas. John Smith, Greg Underdog. How about that? Greg Underdog, 7:23. Outruns his pal John Smith with a 7:28. John Smith had a 83 miles an hour out there, Rob.
Nice lap for him, but when you match it up against Matt Hines, he's a full 1/10 of a second back, and then some. Wow, Matt Hines, what a rocket shot that was. Almost as impressive as that 671. No, actually, it's not even in the same category. Tim Freeman, you are the man right now. I can't do that lap and put down, son. Wow, it was exciting, and it's exciting to witness all this stuff. I can't wait for the season to start now. I can't wait to see if these guys can duplicate this stuff somewhere along the way. I've got a feeling they will. Tommy Maselli, Peggy Llewellyn, they're up next. We'll see what happens between these two, the New Yorker and the Texan.
That's right, Peggy Llewellyn out of so. 7:21, 185 miles an hour for a man from Brooklyn, New York. Tommy Maselli going on to round number 2. He'll take the winner of this next matchup between Michael Brooks and Blake Hill. Motorsports, Manson Hines Racing Power Plant. No longer will be riding Kawasaki's. This will be his last weekend on the Wells Cargo Cornwell Tools Back machine. They've been on for so long now. They've been so faithful, but just couldn't get any help from the factory. And they are going to Suzuki in 2002. Michael Phillips, of course, out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, got his first ever national win here about 5 years ago, racing for Harry Martin the time since then. Mike has been racing on the Pro Star Tour. He's raced some of the street bike shootout big events, big money motorcycle races. Where the money's at is where you can find the true talent in Michael Phillips. He can ride the heck out of a 600 Super Sport bike.
Interestingly, Hale takes the left-hand lane. That's the lane that he wanted because that's where he ran his best qualifying. Take the win, and he's going to coast through with a 10:55.9 at 54 miles an hour. Too bad for Plain Hale. He throws away a 7:27.1 at 181.50. Just crept it by 0.02 of a second. You know what? That's too much.
That's got a huge mountain motor, 832 inch in some cases. Big mountain motor machines. Robert Killian is set to go. Going up against the number 2 qualifier. Qualifying 664, 659, qualifying right there. 211, 7 miles per hour for the Mountain Motor Monsters out of the NHRA Pro Stock category. Super Gas in the lanes, please. Round number 2, Super Gas. Round 2, we need you there at once. Super Gas, round number 2. So here we go, folks, racing for finish line as well as lane choice in the next round. Steve Spees and Robert Killian. It's General Motors taking on the blue oval of Robert Killian, 96 Ford Road. Killian putting on the top ball. Spees follows him in. Both engineering cars goes in. Three, 209 miles per hour into a 948 setting down. That time, these got out through the meter, the car started to shake the tires, and he got no choice but to live at that point. So, Killian comes back to race the winner of the next matchup. You'll see. Number 1 qualifier Miller with that incredible 655 at 212 miles an hour. Kenny Mensa, the number 6 qualifier at 676 at 208 miles an hour. Well, the engineer car qualifying mostly field in the NHRA Pro Stock category. The end is going to see another pair of the start line of the one word come up. Close out the action. So here we go. This is round 1 action. Miller and Enzo. Finals, the win goes to the Moser car. 6:59.9. They've got the right high gear combination. That car is very consistent. It's qualified 655 with an 659 right there. So good run. Even impressive. Kenny Benzo 676 qualifying mark. 673 for round 1 of the racing action. So that'll be a bye run in the final for Ron Miller. And the next matchup here, we'll see Dwayne Rice finish number 7 in the NHRA points chase last season, taking on the number 9 car, Jason Collins, from Rainbow City, Alabama, 2002 Ford Mustang. 812 cubes taking on the Pontiac. It's once again one of the most engineering cars in this pairing here. Grand Am and Ford against the Ford Mustang. So this is represented here on Alabama. Give the win to Dwayne Rice, 660 for Team Moser, 211 miles an hour. But
It's on fire, huh?
Racetrack smoke down about All righty, here we go, folks. Number one qualifier, it's the madman, Frankie Taylor, front tickets from the hometown boy. Saw the backfire down there around 900 feet on the Pennzoil side. At that point, it might also toss the floor, Bill. I can't say for sure, but he certainly clicked it after that. 658, 168 miles an hour for the home state runner, Frankie Madman Taylor, going to round number 2. Set coming up. It's again a battle of floor cars. Jack Odell, the Malibu body machine, taking on the Corvette of another Deer Park runner, Jerry Hicks, in the Timmer Chevrolet 63 Bill. still have lane charge over Frank Taylor in the next round. Independence, Missouri.